Viewers, the whispers around this explosive reality scandal have just reached a boiling point, and the internet can't stop talking. Reports are circulating of a shocking confrontation where Tais allegedly went after Evelyn in a heated clash, only for Evelyn to fire back with a revelation so wild it left fans frozen. According to circulating claims, Evelyn didn't just defend herself. She turned the tables, exposing Tais in front of everyone with accusations. Tied to a shared lover and what's being described as an illegitimate child, it's the kind of drama no one saw coming, and the fallout has sent shockwaves through the fan base. People are questioning loyalties, friendships, and even the hidden truths behind the camera that were never meant to surface. Was this attack the breaking point? Or was it a setup for an even deeper scandal? Was Tais holding back secrets of her own only to be dragged into the spotlight by Evelyn's Bombshell? These are the stories flooding timelines right now, and the reactions are more divided than ever. Fans say emotions were so raw, the air in the room could be cut with a knife. What really happened that night? Let's dive in. The atmosphere was already tense when whispers started spreading that Tais and Evelyn had unfinished business. The cameras captured every glance, every pause, and every flicker of tension between the two women. Fans had sensed for weeks that something wasn't right, but no one could have predicted the way things unfolded. The moment Tais raised her voice, it was clear the gloves were off. Witnesses described the confrontation as fiery, filled with anger. That had been bottled up for far too long. Tais accused Evelyn of stepping into her personal territory, suggesting betrayal of the deepest kind. Her words were sharp, laced with frustration, as if years of suppressed resentment were being poured out in that single moment. Fans online replayed the scene countless times, analyzing every word, every gesture, and speculating what might have triggered such an eruption. Evelyn, known for her bold and unshaken demeanor, didn't back down. She stood her ground, waiting for her chance to strike back. And when she finally spoke, she shattered the silence with a bombshell that changed everything, according to sources. Evelyn revealed in front of everyone that Tais wasn't the innocent party she pretended to be. With a steady voice, she alleged that Tais was hiding a secret of her own, one that tied both of them to the same lover. The claim was that Tais had even born a child out of this connection, a child who was being kept away from the spotlight. The air froze, and everyone watching felt the temperature drop. The accusation was more than personal. It was the kind of revelation that could ruin reputations, friendships, and public images in a heartbeat. Social media exploded with disbelief. Fans couldn't believe what they were hearing. Posts flooded timelines, with some defending Tais and others siding with Evelyn. One user wrote that Evelyn's words were calculated, meant to destroy Tais in the most humiliating way possible. Another insisted that Tais' reaction said it all. Her silence, her shifting body language, her attempts to deflect only made the story more believable. The room was divided, and so was the fan base. Tais, however, didn't stay quiet for long. Her voice broke through the chaos, trembling with anger. She denied the claims, saying Evelyn was inventing lies to cover her own actions. She accused Evelyn of manipulating the situation and dragging her personal life into the mud just to gain sympathy and deflect blame. Yet, the more Tais spoke, the more Evelyn pressed, insisting she had proof. This word proof spread like wildfire across fan pages and gossip sites. Suddenly, the entire narrative shifted. If Evelyn really had evidence, what would it mean for Tais' credibility? Friends and fellow cast members reportedly exchanged shocked glances. No one knew where to look or who to believe. Some were seen whispering among themselves, clearly caught between loyalty and truth. In the world of reality drama, alliances are fragile, and this confrontation was proving that more than ever. Fans noted how even those closest to Tais avoided stepping in to defend her, perhaps fearing that they, too, might get caught in the fallout. The alleged shared lover became the central focus of conversation. People online speculated endlessly about his identity, combing through old photos, videos, and interviews in search of clues. Theories emerged by the minute, with some suggesting he had been spotted with both women at different times. The mystery surrounding him only added fuel to the fire, making the drama even more addictive to watch. What made this clash even more intense was the personal stakes for both women. Tais had always presented herself as strong, independent, and protective of her family. The accusation of hiding an illegitimate child threatened to dismantle that image completely. Fans who admired her maternal role were left questioning whether they ever really knew her. Evelyn, on the other hand, had often been painted as controversial and confrontational. But in this moment, she wielded her words like a weapon, forcing everyone to reconsider their opinions of her. Was she exposing the truth, or was she orchestrating a takedown? The tension escalated when Tais allegedly tried to physically approach Evelyn, her frustrations spilling over into action. Security quickly intervened, holding her back, but the damage was done. The sight of Tais being restrained while Evelyn calmly repeated her accusation created a powerful contrast. It was as if Tais' fury only reinforced Evelyn's claims. Audience couldn't look away, and fans online declared this one of the most unforgettable moments of reality drama they had ever witnessed. Dialogues from the confrontation have been quoted endlessly across platforms. Tais reportedly shouted, "You think you can drag me down with lies, but everyone knows who you really are." Evelyn, without missing a beat, allegedly replied, "Lies. You've been living one." "Tell them about the child, Tais. Tell them about the man we both know." The crowd gasped, and in that instant, the entire dynamic shifted. In the aftermath, cameras caught fellow cast members trying to console Tais, but she pushed them away, insisting she didn't need anyone's pity. Her tears betrayed her, though, and fans were left torn between sympathy and suspicion. Meanwhile, Evelyn walked out with a cold composure, leaving behind a storm of speculation. It was a classic reality TV exit, powerful, controversial, and unforgettable. Rumors now swirl about whether Evelyn will release the so-called proof she mentioned. Screenshots, photos, or even conversations are all being speculated about, with fans eagerly awaiting the next revelation. Gossip blogs have already begun dissecting old episodes, interviews, and public appearances, claiming that hints were there all along. One blog pointed out that Tais had once avoided answering a question about her personal life, suggesting that might have been an early clue to Evelyn's current accusations. The fallout is already affecting alliances within the group. Some are quietly distancing themselves from Tais, while others are publicly calling for peace, insisting that the feud has gone too far. But the reality is, once a claim like this is made, it can't be undone. Fans say, even if proof never surfaces, the seed of doubt has already been planted. For Tais, that doubt could be more damaging than any physical evidence. Behind the scenes, sources claim producers were caught off guard but are now leaning into the drama, realizing the ratings potential of such a scandal. Every whispered conversation, every sideways glance, and every tense moment is being highlighted, ensuring viewers stay hooked. The line between entertainment and real-life consequences is blurring, and the more the story unfolds, the more invested the audience becomes. After Evelyn's dramatic exit, the room remained in shock. Conversations erupted in every corner, with people whispering, debating, and trying to piece together the puzzle. Tais sat with her hands covering her face, visibly shaken, while others cautiously kept their distance. The intensity of the moment wasn't lost on anyone. Fans watching the footage later described it as raw and unsettling, the kind of reality drama that feels too real to be scripted. What made the situation even more complicated was Tais' refusal to leave the set. She remained seated, almost frozen, as if the weight of Evelyn's words had pinned her down. A few brave castmates approached, urging her to take a break, but Tais shook her head firmly. "I'm not running from lies," she reportedly muttered. though her trembling voice betrayed a different story as the cameras continued rolling. The producers decided to let events unfold naturally. What happened next only added layers to the already tangled drama. Evelyn, instead of disappearing, returned moments later with her phone in hand. The crowd gasped as she lifted it in the air, teasing that she had receipts. Fans describe this as the most suspenseful moment of the night. With every eye glued to the glowing screen in her hand, Tais immediately protested, shouting that Evelyn was fabricating everything. "You can't keep dragging my family into this," she yelled, her voice echoing through the room. But Evelyn didn't flinch. Calmly, she scrolled through her phone, showing blurred images and messages that she claimed tied both of them to the same man. Though the content wasn't fully visible to everyone present, the implication was enough to send the audience into chaos. Whispers turned into audible gasps, and some cast members covered their mouths in disbelief. Social media exploded once clips of Evelyn holding her phone began circulating. Hashtags trended within minutes, with fans demanding to know the truth. Was Tais hiding an illegitimate child? Who was the mysterious man connecting these women? Speculation was endless, and the internet was working overtime to connect dots. Some even suggested the producers had orchestrated the entire thing for ratings, while others argued no one could fake the raw emotions on display. Tais, still furious, tried to reclaim control of the narrative. She stood up, pointing at Evelyn, accusing her of being obsessed and desperate. "You'll do anything for attention," she said, tears streaming down her face. "You think you can ruin me with your lies? But you're the one exposing yourself." Her words carried power, but the doubt lingered. Every attempt she made to defend herself was overshadowed by the image of Evelyn holding that phone. Evelyn then delivered another crushing blow. She claimed that the shared lover, the man at the center of the storm, had confided in her about his connection to Tais. She alleged that he felt trapped, torn between two women, and that the child Tais was hiding was proof of their complicated relationship. The room fell silent again, with everyone processing the magnitude of her words. Fans online described this as a masterclass in reality television warfare. Evelyn had cornered Tais, leaving her with little room to escape. One fan tweeted, "This is not a fight. This is an expose." Evelyn just flipped the script completely. Another wrote, "Tais' reaction says everything. You can't fake that kind of fear." The public perception of both women was shifting rapidly, and neither seemed fully in control of how they were being portrayed. To make matters worse, rumors began spreading that the alleged lover might come forward himself. Gossip blogs hinted that he had been approached for comment and that he was considering revealing his side of the story. If that were to happen, the scandal would reach an entirely new level, one that could have lasting consequences for everyone involved. Inside the room, the tension only grew heavier. Some castmates tried to intervene, pleading with both women to step back and resolve things privately, but neither was willing to give in. Tais shouted that she would never forgive Evelyn for dragging her family into the public eye, while Evelyn shot back that the truth deserved to be known no matter how painful. The back and forth felt endless. With emotions spiraling out of control, what struck viewers most was the vulnerability beneath Tais' anger. In quieter moments, her hands shook, her voice cracked, and her eyes darted around nervously. Many fans interpreted this as a sign that there was more to the story than she wanted to admit, while some defended her, arguing that anyone would look nervous under such harsh accusations. Others insisted the truth had already been exposed, as the cameras followed every movement. Producers reportedly debated whether to step in. Some feared the confrontation could spiral into violence, while others saw the ratings gold and urged the crew to keep filming. In the world of reality television, drama often walks a thin line between entertainment and chaos. And this confrontation was pushing that boundary further than ever. The most shocking moment came when Tais suddenly turned her anger away from Evelyn and directed it toward the producers. She accused them of exploiting her, of setting her up to fail, and of allowing Evelyn to spread lies unchecked. "You wanted this?" she shouted, pointing at the cameras. "You wanted me broken, and now you've got it." Her words sent chills through the room, breaking the illusion that what viewers were seeing was just harmless entertainment. Fans later debated whether Tais' outburst was a genuine cry for help or a calculated attempt to shift blame. Either way, it painted a complex picture of a woman caught in the middle of a public storm, struggling to keep her dignity intact. Meanwhile, Evelyn stood tall, unshaken, her silence now more powerful than any words she could have spoken. The night ended with no resolution, only more questions. Clips circulated endlessly, dissected by fans and critics alike. Was Tai truly hiding a secret child? Was Evelyn exposing the truth or fabricating evidence to destroy her rival? Most importantly, who was the man at the center of it all? The mystery loomed larger with each passing hour, leaving fans desperate for answers. What everyone agreed on was that this confrontation had changed the game completely. No matter what came next, Tai and Evelyn's feud would go down as one of the most explosive in reality television history. The days that followed were nothing short of chaotic. What had started as a heated argument between two cast members spiraled into a cultural storm that dominated gossip, blogs, entertainment news, and social media timelines. Every corner of the internet buzzed with speculation. Memes flooded in, dissecting Tais' trembling voice, Evelyn's confident stance, and the mysterious phone she waved like a weapon. Hashtags remained trending for days, with fans demanding the truth about the alleged child and the identity of the shared lover. Tai, clearly rattled, decided to break her silence through an emotional live stream. Sitting in a dimly lit room with minimal makeup and a visibly weary expression, she addressed her followers directly. Her voice cracked as she explained that Evelyn had twisted a very personal situation into something malicious. "I'm not perfect," she confessed, her eyes glistening with tears, "but what she's saying isn't the full story." She denied hiding a child, but her wording left enough ambiguity to spark even more questions. Viewers flooded the comments, some expressing sympathy, while others accused her of dodging the truth. One fan wrote, "Tais' pain looks real, but why can't she just give a straight answer?" Another bluntly added, "Evelyn wouldn't pull out receipts if there was nothing to back it up." The live stream, meant to clear her name, only seemed to fan the flames of suspicion. Evelyn, on the other hand, stayed relatively quiet, fueling speculation that she had more to reveal. Her silence was interpreted as strategic, a way of letting public curiosity build before dropping another bombshell. Insiders whispered that she was in talks with producers to release unseen footage and messages as part of an upcoming reunion episode, ensuring maximum drama and viewership. The possibility of new evidence left fans on edge, refreshing timelines constantly for any update. While both women battled their reputations, whispers about the alleged lover grew louder. Blogs claimed to have identified him, though no official confirmation had surfaced. Still, the descriptions matched a man known for moving within the same social circles as both women. He was described as charming, elusive, and manipulative, someone who thrived on attention but avoided accountability. Rumors swirled that he had relationships with multiple women connected to the cast, making the story even messier. Tais' family also found themselves dragged into the spotlight. Distant relatives were contacted by bloggers eager for a scoop, and one anonymous source claimed to know the truth about the child. While none of these claims could be verified, the fact that her family was being hounded by paparazzi only deepened her stress. Fans described this as heartbreaking, noting that the drama had escalated beyond entertainment into something painfully personal. Meanwhile, castmates began choosing sides. Some publicly supported Tai, emphasizing her vulnerability and suggesting that Evelyn had gone too far. Others defended Evelyn, arguing that she had every right to speak her truth, especially if lies had been told for years. The split created visible tension within the group. leading to explosive on-camera arguments that producers eagerly captured. What was once a story about two women now divided an entire cast, each person's loyalty becoming part of the narrative. During one particularly heated filming session, a fellow cast member confronted Tais, asking point-blank if the child existed. The room fell silent as everyone awaited her response. Tais froze, her eyes darting nervously before insisting that her private life should remain off-limits. Though her refusal was firm, her hesitation did not go unnoticed. Fans immediately dissected the scene online, with many declaring it the moment they stopped believing her denials. As for Evelyn, she began dropping cryptic posts on social media, further fueling curiosity. One photo showed a baby's pacifier with no caption, while another featured a blurry silhouette of a man walking away. The ambiguity drove fans wild, with thousands of comments begging for clarity. Was she hinting at the alleged child? Was she subtly pointing at the lover's identity? Her strategy of saying little but suggesting much proved more effective than any long-winded explanation. The climax of this chapter came when a well-known blogger claimed to have obtained an exclusive voice message allegedly from the shared lover himself. In the clip, a man's voice could be heard apologizing to an unnamed woman, admitting to feeling guilty about a child caught in the middle. While the recording's authenticity was never confirmed, it spread like wildfire across social platforms. Many fans were convinced this was the final nail in Tais' defense, while others argued it could have been fabricated to exploit the drama. The mounting pressure began to show. Tais was seen in public avoiding paparazzi, shielding her face and refusing to answer questions. Evelyn, in contrast, appeared confident, attending events with her head held high and flashing, knowing smiles whenever reporters asked about the feud. The stark contrast between their public images painted Tais as cornered and vulnerable, while Evelyn appeared in control and even victorious. Still, cracks began to show in Evelyn's composure. Privately, sources claimed she was overwhelmed by the constant attention and backlash. While many praised her for exposing the truth, others criticized her for crossing boundaries and weaponizing personal pain. The duality of public opinion weighed heavily, leaving her questioning if she had gone too far. The drama reached yet another boiling point when producers announced that both women would be seated next to each other for an upcoming group dinner. On camera, fans immediately predicted fireworks, and their instincts proved right. As the women entered the room, tension was palpable. Every conversation felt forced, every laugh hollow. Then, as if on cue, someone brought up the voice message, igniting the fuse once again. Tais' face flushed with anger as she slammed her hand on the table. "You don't know what I've been through," she cried out, her voice shaking. "You sit here acting like you're exposing the truth, but you're just exploiting pain that doesn't belong to you." Evelyn shot back, her tone icy. "Pain belongs to everyone who's been lied to. If you're hiding something, don't blame me for shining a light on it." The room erupted with castmates trying to intervene, but the energy was unstoppable. Tears, shouting, accusations, every emotion spilled out raw and unfiltered. Cameras caught every detail, ensuring the audience would witness the storm exactly as it unfolded. As the confrontation dragged on, the question loomed larger than ever. Was Tais truly guilty of hiding an illegitimate child with their shared lover? Or was Evelyn orchestrating a narrative to destroy her rival once and for all? No one had clear answers, but one thing was certain: the drama had reached a point of no return, and the fallout would leave scars far beyond the cameras. The table was still buzzing with tension. After Tais' emotional outburst, glasses clinked. Nervously, silverware scraped against plates, but no one dared to speak louder than a whisper. The air felt heavy, almost suffocating, as if every cast member knew that the next words exchanged between Tais and Evelyn would set the tone for everything that followed. Producers stayed back wide-eyed, letting the moment unfold naturally. aware that this was television gold. Tais single quotes his breathing was shaky, her eyes glistening with tears she refused to let fall. She leaned forward, her voice lowered but laced with venom. You don't know the sacrifices I've made. You don't know the choices that were forced on me. Stop pretending like you care about the truth. You only care about tearing me down? The room went silent again, the kind of silence that rings in your ears. Evelyn's lips curled into a slight, smug smile, and she leaned back in her chair with calm composure. I don't have to pretend to care, she replied coldly, because the truth speaks louder than any act. I'm not the one hiding. I'm not the one lying to everybody who trusted me. Her tone was calm, but the words cut deep, leaving Tais visibly trembling with anger. One of the other women, finally, tried to defuse the situation, urging both to drop the subject and move on for the sake of peace, but neither listened. Tais slammed her hand on the table again, startling everyone. You're obsessed with me, she hissed. You want my downfall so bad that you'll create lies and destroy families? What kind of woman does that? Evelyn's smile disappeared. She leaned forward, her voice sharp, her eyes unblinking. No, Tais. The question is, what kind of woman hides a child from the world? What kind of woman pretends to be innocent while knowing she's sharing a man with someone else? That's not strength. That's shame dressed as silence. Gasps filled the room. Even the women who had been silent couldn't hold back their shock. Whispers erupted. Phones were raised under the table to secretly record, and the drama instantly escaped the confines of the dinner and spilled into the outside world. Within hours, clips of the argument spread online, each fan choosing a side, each headline twisting the story further. The following days became a frenzy. Entertainment outlets published conflicting narratives. Some sided with Tais, painting her as a victim of bullying, while others hailed Evelyn as brave for refusing to let hidden truths remain buried. Paparazzi staked out Tais' home, desperate for a glimpse of her or the alleged child. The man at the center of it all still refused to comment, his silence only deepening the mystery and fueling speculation. Tais, pushed to her breaking point, released another live video. This time she wasn't in tears, but seething with rage. She accused Evelyn of fabricating everything, of manipulating the audience, and of weaponizing her pain for attention. This isn't about truth, she said, her voice firm. This is about power, and I won't let her win. The video trended immediately, with fans dissecting every line, some applauding her strength, others pointing out the cracks in her defense. Evelyn responded in her own way, not with words but with action. She appeared at a public event wearing a necklace with a baby's initials engraved on it. Cameras zoomed in. Social media exploded, and fans speculated if the initials belonged to the alleged child. Her refusal to clarify left people desperate for answers. Was it a subtle confession? Or another layer of manipulation? As the feud intensified, family members of both women began to weigh in. Tais' relatives gave conflicting interviews, some defending her fiercely, insisting she was being unfairly targeted, while others hinted that Evelyn's claims might not be entirely untrue. Evelyn's close friends praised her for her courage, but critics argued that she was exploiting someone else's private life for clout. Every new opinion only deepened the divide, making the truth harder to pin down. The climax came when producers arranged a final sit-down between Tais and Evelyn. Filmed in a closed studio without the rest of the cast, was meant to be the moment of resolution, but instead became the most explosive confrontation yet. The two women sat across from each other, the silence so thick it felt unbreakable. Then Tais spoke first, her voice shaking but steady enough to command attention. You've taken everything from me. My peace, my privacy, my family's dignity. Is that enough for you? Evelyn didn't flinch. I didn't take anything from you. You gave it up the moment you lied. Don't blame me for exposing what you tried so hard to bury. Tais leaned forward, her face twisted in fury. You're cruel. You thrive on other people's pain. Evelyn's response was icy. And you thrive on secrets. Least I have. Nothing to hide. The exchange escalated, both women shouting over each other, until Tais finally screamed, "You don't know what it's like to be me. You don't know what I've survived." Her voice cracked as tears rolled down her cheeks, but she didn't stop. Yes, mistakes were made. Yes, people got hurt. But that doesn't give you the right to drag me through hell. For the first time, Evelyn softened. Her eyes narrowed, but her tone dropped to something quieter. Then tell the truth, Tais. Stop letting everyone else speak for you. Stop letting rumors define you. If you're innocent, say it. If you're guilty, own it. But stop hiding. The studio held its breath. Tais lowered her gaze, her hands trembling in her lap. But instead of answering directly, she whispered, "I don't owe anyone an explanation." It was neither a confession nor a denial, but it was enough to send shockwaves through the audience watching at home. The episode ended abruptly, leaving fans stunned. No resolution, no clear truth, only more questions. Was Tais protecting a secret too big to admit, or was Evelyn manipulating perception for her own gain? The mystery lingered, unresolved, fueling endless debates online. The fallout was massive. Fans clashed in comment sections, friendships fractured over whose side to believe. And producers hinted at a follow-up special dedicated entirely to unraveling the mess. Both women walked away from the confrontation scarred, their reputations forever altered, their legacies entwined in a scandal that blurred the lines between truth and performance. The shared lover remained a ghost in the story, his silence louder than any statement. The alleged child remained unseen, a symbol of unanswered questions. And the feud between Tais and Evelyn, though it reached its boiling point, showed no signs of cooling down anytime soon. Because in the world of reality drama, the truth is often less important than the spectacle. And this spectacle had delivered everything: betrayal, heartbreak, rage, and a haunting uncertainty that refused to fade as the dust begins to settle. One thing is certain, this story has shaken everyone watching. Tais' fierce outbursts, Evelyn's cold determination, and the haunting mystery of a shared lover and an alleged illegitimate child have left fans more divided than ever before. Emotions ran high, friendships broke apart, and families were dragged into the spotlight. Yet, even with all the shouting, the tears, and the accusations, the one question that lingers is the one no one seems willing to answer. What is the real truth hiding behind all of this chaos? And that right there is where everything stands. A relationship balanced on the edge, with one wrong move threatening to tip it all over. After years of standing together through storms, legal battles, and endless public scrutiny, Yandy and Mendices now face a challenge that can't be fixed by just smiling for the cameras. The emotional affair confession has left cracks in their foundation. And the world is watching to see if those cracks can be sealed, or if the whole structure will finally give way. Fans are already taking sides. Some say love will win. Others believe the trust is gone forever. Friends close to the couple are keeping their lips sealed, but the silence only fuels the fire. Social media is a battlefield right now, with every post, like, and comment being dissected like a hidden clue in a mystery novel. And here's the real question: where do you stand? Do you believe emotional betrayal is worse than physical cheating? Can a relationship truly recover once the heart has been given to someone else, even just for a moment? Or is this the beginning of the end for one of reality TV's most talked about couples? Tell me what you think down in the comments. Your opinion matters, and trust me, we read every single one. Don't forget to hit that like button if you want the full story as it unfolds. Subscribe so you never miss the next twist in this saga. And turn on that notification bell, because when the next piece of drama drops, you'll want